Thursday, October 17th, 6 p.m. I just thought about this, remind everybody, our meetings are all recorded and uploaded to YouTube. You can go to the county website, pagecounty.iowa.gov. And the top link up there, go watch it. So need a motion to approve the agenda.
I would like to move our number 9, discuss action with Michelle Spinagle, Page County Conservation Director, up to number 7, where we're discussing ARPA funding, after number 6, if possible.
I'll second that.
Okay, that's okay. So we'll adjust it. A second on that. Approving the agenda. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Let's stand up, say pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Turn this thing on. Okay. Public comment. First thing on the agenda there. If not, JD's up, engineer update.
Good evening, a lovely fall evening in Page County. JD, Page County Engineer. Engineer update went out Tuesday afternoon. We have a change of maintenance focus. Weather dependent, lack of rain is the weather. We have no blades out this week and no trucks hauling rock on dry roads. This week, we're doing other maintenance tasks. Cutting trees around, signs, intersections, overhangs, combines, and grain carts are not getting smaller. They're getting larger. We got guys out with GPS tablets doing culvert inventory for us. We haven't worked on culvert inventory for years. So this is we'll digitize that, where it's located, what type it is, condition, good information for us. They're weed eating around guardrails, cleaning up around bridge corners. We had a guy pulling a magnet down. I didn't hear that we had any debris problems, but we have a magnet and we pull it every now and then.
That's good.
Winter service condition continues on the tandems. There was a recall for the Mack tandems to Omaha. Not sure what it was. Some small thing I expect. Doing brake work on our low boy trailer and put steer tires on the new truck tractor after it was aligned, and ordering a hydraulic cylinder for the Cat Mower tractor this week. Who on the construction side, dirt work on the Essex North Bridge has commenced. The road is open to traffic right now and next week. It'll close on the 28th, Monday, the 28th of October. Little blurb went out on the was sent to the radio today. We'll close the road on the 28th for bridge demolition on the Essex North Bridge. The Highway Safety Improvement Project down on JC4 has been turned in. It'll be led in January. The next items on the agenda, utility permit for Mid-Am. They're putting a pole in down on the T Avenue south, I believe, where Mr. Christie lives, in a new place down there north of the cemetery. Well, first of all, before I move off the engineer update, any questions for the update? So I need approval
On that permit,
of that permit to put in a pole.
B there, 5B, do we have a permit for that, or a motion for that?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Mid-American Energy Power Pole at 2432 T Avenue.
Got a motion?
I'll second that.
Got a second? Any discussion? We'll vote on that.
Mayor,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yeah,
Clark.
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Approved the permit. Now we have,
Now, the third page
ARPA funding, yeah,
is,
ideas.
some ideas for ARPA monies. If you don't ask, you sure won't get any, so I'm gonna ask for some. And I have, we've done some estimating on rock on a couple different pavements. We're putting rock in the stockpile for the spring, or also something that'll last longer and we can point at for 10 years
Mhm,
instead of rock.
mhm.
Some equipment. This is several years ago, we went a year where we didn't buy any equipment. And we've been fighting it ever since. This would be a way to get back. And I would propose that we buy a single tandem dump and a motor grader. You can see here, the last time we took, well, in August of 2023, we took bids on a couple motor graders. The number on the left is what the original number was, less the trade turned into those highlighted numbers. On the right, if you add that to the budgeted numbers for the tandem, for the average, 350, 360, and 330, that'll turn into $700,000. If you want to give me more, that's
Not that much.
fine.
I don't think there's that much.
That's fine, but
On your,
that would be what I would propose.
on your shoulder rock, how wide are you thinking on that? What is the width?
This is a pretty robust. This was 4 inches thick, 4 foot wide. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of rock.
Well, yeah, the 4 foot wide, we talked about that being so wide, you have a hard time making it
Right.
rain. We went a lot narrower, it works a lot better. So what
Right.
is the,
It'd be about half.
right, so, I mean, does it, J64, how wide is the right amount? What is-
Well,
Is 4 foot right, or
it's,
is that just,
well, it's wider than
it's got more room,
other. Right, this has more shoulder,
right? I
so
mean,
more shoulder can be serviced.
right. So somewhere in
And
the
the 4
ballpark.
foot was, if we put 4 foot out there, maybe we can get the sprayers to run down.
Well, it'd be nice to have it if it'll work, if you can get it to
Right.
rain, I get that. So up to 4 foot. And that's still, you got, how you gonna lay that with the truck, or what's your,
Well, we'd probably borrow a machine from a neighboring county,
and lay it and then pack it in there?
right? We've done that before.
Yeah,
And that machine would cost us about $78,000.
to have our own,
And we have a quote on that. I haven't put it on here.
to actually add that to a road grader so we can do it ourselves
Yes.
without borrowing.
I mean, we can do it ourselves, but we'd borrow the piece of equipment from a neighbor.
I know, right, we wouldn't have to borrow.
Right.
So the shoulder rock ideas here, like you said, that's something in the last 10 years if we do it right. It's a long,
Well, it won't last as long as the machinery.
right, but the equipment, you buy the equipment, you're still not gonna have rock on the edge of the road. You can drive it around all you want, you have no rock on the shoulder, so.
I mean, we have need, there are lots of needs.
Yeah, there's needs everywhere,
I like investing in the rock. I
yeah.
think if we're gonna do it, I
Do
think
something
that,
special.
yeah. Now, depending on, I guess, what we have.
Best I can come up with, and that's what we need the folder that has all the contracts we've agreed to so far that are finished and any money remaining, wherever those,
There's about $700,000 left.
yeah, okay, I guess we want to add it up 600 and some, so 700.
There's about $700,000 left.
Okay,
Okay,
And I didn't
So,
even talk to her about that either.
what's that?
I didn't tell her about the $700,000.
Okay, well, I mean, I kind of guessed in that ballpark, but we need to make sure we don't go past.
But
There's
we
also
have-
a lot
we
of,
have a couple things.
to look at, right, we look
We
at a
have
lot of
the arch-
ideas
We have the arch
Sure.
that still has to be paid. for.
hanging out there, right, we need
have
to.
any-
Let me sit down and Michelle can do her pitch if you don't
We have,
mind.
yes, we have.
That's fine, let's hear that, these are all ideas, just looking ideas here.
Right.
There is also interest,
No, this is all
I mean,
together. This is all.
with the interest, that's what
This
we have
is
left.
everything that's in the fund, the
With-
700,000.
With interest.
There's a lot of
Yes.
interest made off that money last year, so.
Yes.
Okay, Michelle, would you like to come up and talk about this portion of this idea here?
Okay, Michelle Spinagle, Director of the Conservation Board.
Yeah.
I'm here tonight to request $143,000 of the ARPA funds so that we can get the roads at Nottaway Park fixed and resurfaced. I have pictures of the damage on the roads and I also have quotes. If you guys would like a copy, I brought one for you.
Okay, perfect.
Was there something, I can't remember, was there some grant or something people were applying for, or is that something else?
Yeah, that's-
For that?
Thanks,
I'll
Michelle.
get to it. Okay, there's only one estimate there. I'm getting a second one. He was supposed to get to me later this week, so hopefully, otherwise I'll be calling him on Monday for another estimate also. The estimate that you guys have, it's split up into two different options, but there's 4 sections because it's way too much for our budget to do it in 1 year. We were gonna have to do it over multiple years in order to get this project done. Starting with the crushing and the grading for one section of the road, then another, you know, and so on and so forth, and then get the asphalt several years down the road after that. It would tie up my budget terribly for several years, trying to get this done. You can see in those pictures just how extensive this damage is. The ruts are so deep that if you put your vehicle's tire in them, it will tip your vehicle over slightly. This is incredibly dangerous for anyone driving on these roads, especially if they have trailers attached, like a camper, or if it's just visitors coming to walk through the park, they could easily hurt themselves in the cracks that are inside this asphalt road. The total for the project for that bid was $153,004.08. We have already received a $10,000 grant. That is why I'm asking for the $143,000. We're on a little bit of a time crunch here because that grant expires at the end of May of next year. I have applied for another one, but it's not a guarantee, and I have not heard back from them. They had talked about it here a week ago or so on their board, so I'm not sure when I will hear back about that one. We would greatly appreciate getting these funds for this project so we can just get it all done in one shot instead of this taking 5 to 10 years to just finish one Parks Road in order to make it safe for the park users again.
This has gone on way too long.
And that's, you guys
Way
know,
too
I've only
long.
been here since July, so I don't, and just as a visitor, I have been up there in the past few years, and yeah, it's much, much worse this year than even last year because of the heavy, heavy rains we had in spring. You can see, I took a tape measure to one of the ruts. It's almost 4 inches deep going down that road. It's incredibly dangerous, so.
We've lost a lot of revenue up there because people refuse to
Yes.
go up there.
Yes,
But it's just, the money's been diverted other
Yes.
places.
yep,
Nothing's been done.
Yeah.
And Corey and I were talking earlier, a lot of work has been done since you came on board. Trees have been cut
yes,
that have been dangerous up there.
Yep.
The horse people have been, very happy with what's been done in different parks
Yep.
so far, since you've come on board. And, so I think things are moving forward, but we've got to get Nottaway Park taken care of so
Yes.
people can get in there with their
yeah.
campers.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, they have seen the revenue go down in the past couple of years, and
Yeah.
I hear it every day. I hate going up that road. I don't wanna go up, I don't wanna do it either, but I work there, so I have to.
Even to drive your vehicle up there is
It's-
dangerous.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely miserable, yes.
Yeah.
Was there money that was sent to Pioneer Park? Has that been, was there, I'm trying to remember. ARPA money went to Pioneer. Do you remember about
A lot
that?
of the money's been diverted to RAP over the past
Yeah, so
number of
the
years.
only thing that they have told me about so far is
The
out of the
ramp.
ARPA money, we've only had $70,000.
That was for that
And it was
crazy
for a boat ramp.
boat
at
ramp
RAP.
for canoes.
There was
that was-
110,
Didn't we do
100,
something wrap though that had, or not wrap, Pioneer for the dredging or something?
Yeah, that's what I was.
But the-
but there was $110,000 that was allotted to the parks that you guys pulled out. And
No, it was never
every-
voted on by anyone. It was never allowed.
It was allotted,
By-
by
nobody.
the committee. You say it wasn't voted on,
It
but it was
wasn't.
allotted, whether it was voted on or not, it was put in there and then pulled out. So, they were promised 110,000 and then it was pulled out. So if we could give them 143,000, I think that'd be wonderful to get Nottaway Park done.
I see the need for the road. I see that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people have the roads ground up right now where they live. So it's like there's a balance. Gotta make sure we spread it out what we can.
Yeah.
I see the need.
Yeah.
Is this the same thing? Is this what we did east of Braddyville? It's the grind it up and then, have you seen this, JD? It's the same plan as that? Is there concrete powder mixed in or what is the? So this is grinding up and then laying seal coat on top of it? Oh, that's what I was trying to, maybe, you see, I just like to know what it is exactly we're buying.
Yeah,
It
so
says,
it's grinding it, it's resurfacing it so that they can get the crown back in it because of the water needs to be able to run off again.
Right.
And then they will come back in, chip it and seal it.
So it's
Trust-
double
if there's no
seal coat,
concrete powder ground in, it'd be like what we did
limestone chips.
north of, on D, right? Which doesn't hold up as good. Well, this is not a main road, but this is not semi-traffic. Right. So that's what we're probably talking about here, is what we did on D Avenue. It's a little cheaper. So you have 3,000 feet, of how many feet we got here? Let's see, no, well, square feet.
I did not add that.
That's all right. I think it's, was it 1920 and 1320, so it'd be
Yeah, it's kind of
3,000.
confusing how he had to do it, but I asked him for
200.
that bid because we couldn't afford to do it all at once,
yeah, a
so.
little over half mile, around a half mile. Okay, well, I see the need now. The other options are, if it's not paved, would be have to grind it up or whatever and shape it with gravel. Those are other options. There's two options here, that or this, or even, or fancier.
The only problem, so I asked them about gravel, I'm gonna have washouts.
It's a
This
steep-
road is so steep
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
it's just not like the other parks where we can get away with having a gravel road. We don't have the equipment either to maintain a road that steep and to keep the crown in it in order to keep the water off of it. So this is really our best option for maintenance wise for the park.
So you were gonna do how much a year? 20,000 a year or something over 5 years, or what was the plan?
It depend on what kind of grants I could get, honestly.
Just do as much as you could get.
Yep,
There's no money in the
basically.
budget really. to extra
there
for
was
that.
nothing, what he had left me for Nottaway, there's nothing in the
Nothing.
budget
No
for
money.
this, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
How much, is there still money going into RAP at this time, like is there a larger fund for it or something? I don't have any idea. Or is it,
I can't remember, I know Pierce has one of my larger items, and then also, the office out there is one of the larger amounts. Like, I didn't make the budget, I'm just kind of dealing with it,
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he put that money in there, and unfortunately, he didn't tell anybody else, so we're kind of at a loss right now. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go.
how does your budget look this year? Does it look like you're gonna be able
Oh,
to come
yeah.
out about right, or?
Yeah, it's doing just fine so far, and we've had.
But you're
to
just
fix
starting.
A lot of stuff.
We just started in July. so.
Yeah, yep,
So 143,000 to do that road. That's, I guess we just put that right here on this list of things. 143,000, do
I
Pioneer,
would like to see us commit to that.
Nottaway Park, I mean. Well, I'm not against doing this altogether, just maybe wait a week as we look at the ideas here, digest them. So, 143,000, what you're looking for, okay.
Do we, Do we know what is left out of the 700,000, what's been allocated or what we've
No.
talked? I know the tuck pointing for the,
The
for
arch,
that still is yet to be paid, or is that?
that's yet to
Because we
be paid.
voted to do
Yes,
that,
we voted to do that. We need
Okay.
to do that.
and that was only what, 7,500 or something
I
like that,
would
or
have to
8,500?
look.
Seemed like,
You have
it
to look at
wasn't,
that.
wasn't a whole lot, I didn't think.
7,318 is what it says on here.
I'll have to look at that this week.
So
I just didn't have time to get all that done this week.
anyway, there's roughly $700,000.
And there's some, we paid part of the, chairlift this week and we have part of that left. We still need to do some of the plumbing here in the courthouse. I'll have to look at the rest of it.
And I don't, just like any budget, I don't have my big budget book here, but like the courthouse has a large amount of money every year set aside for maintenance that doesn't get spent a lot of years. So we need to just look at these, all these projects and see what there is. So this is a valid one to bring in here, so.
Thank you.
Another question I had for you right here. I talked to a couple people today and on the board situation out there, we had an email a while back where, and Randy's here, where he resigned. And then I was just kind of busy and things going on. I thought we'd come back. I think we need to repost that. And if you want to read, I think that's the way code reads.
What's that?
Randy resigned and I've had some calls on this. So there needs, I know you rescinded, but once you resign officially, I think we have to, the board has to you can just put it right back in, but we have to at least post it. And then we talk about it, look at everybody and do our pointing thing, but I think that's a proper way to do that, by what I remember when I read the code, so. I'm just gonna ask about that, so you're here, so it's easy, so we got the email, said you rescinded it, you resigned, turned it in, and then now you've rescinded that. And did the board, and then what's that?
They didn't accept it, so yeah.
I didn't know we had to accept. But then, was there a vote or something by the conservation board to reinstate you, or
They didn't accept it.
they didn't accept
They didn't accept
That's-
They
I wonder if
discussed
it?
that's-
So we need to look into this,
that would
I just
be a
wanna make
little
sure.
it. They didn't accept it because they discussed it. They wanted to discuss the change of meeting date.
Well, I just wanna make sure we do it right, whatever right is what I wanna make sure we do, if we need to do it, just follow the proper procedure, whatever that is, so I just like to look into it, I'm glad you're here to answer the question, so. I don't exactly know what that is, we need to look into it and make sure we've just done it right, to make sure we're fair about it, so. So maybe kind of look into that this week and just see if everything was totally done right.
There's also $12,000 still left to spend for gravel.
Yeah.
That was allotted
Off of that. rock.
from,
Yeah,
so I'll get all that together this week.
okay, find out, yeah, so we'll look at this, we've got JD's list here. You know, in the spring, and we can adjust whatever dollar amounts with this, but to have some extra rock to go out when it's real soft and hit some roads that aren't farm to market roads that aren't gonna get it. Local roads, that would be a blessing for all those people out there to have when it's real soft to go put some on. It'd be hard to work into the budget. So and that can be adjustable, what money we have to work with there, so. Okay. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
Makes sense. We'll just look at this, talk about it next week, some more. Okay, let's see here. All right. Okay, we got Jeff on there for a jail update. Jeff Curtis, go ahead, Jeff.
How we doing this evening, folks? Good, I hope. Crazy
Good.
times. So good news, everything's slated to go off for bids tomorrow, later afternoon. So all the consultants and architects are getting final paperwork put together. I also sent the invitation to bid to get published in the local paper. So it's also out in the local area, and then we'll also take a look at getting it on the county's website. I also sent that to Tony, and then been calling and talking to different contractors. Sure seems to be a lot of interest. So Justin and his team will be getting the stormwater structures manholes, piping, everything's slated to be delivered middle part of next week. And then they'll get mobilized back on site and finish getting the rest of the infrastructure put in. And then we do have a pre-bid meeting. I sent out invites for everybody on the board. And then also there will be a link that goes out in the construction documents. We'll do that virtual with the election time coming around right in the next following week. So we figured that would be the easiest. And then also gives us more latitude for more people to join that link. And then we'll be reaching out to the IT to get that email address activated again, to accept bids on the 12th by 2 o'clock. I make sure that we have all the necessary parameters taken care of there. So things are moving, looking good. Any questions for me?
So,
Sounds
looks like it's
good.
moving along.
Yep. Did you have something, Todd?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Again, the main thing is if you guys have any questions or anything, you'll get to see my bright shining face more. Things are starting to pick up down in that area, and then hopefully I get less windshield time here. So we'll keep that moving. All righty.
Okay, thanks for coming.
All righty. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Yes, thanks, Jeff.
Bye now.
Okay. Next up, we have number 8 there, resolution 53, objecting to, oh, here it is, objecting to the use of the Iowa Utility Board authority and act eminent domain within Page County for carbon dioxide pipelines. I have that here. I sent out an email. Talk about this anymore, or entertain a motion? We'll talk about it.
Just to, I think, reiterate what we talked about last week, and that 17 other counties have passed this. And so I think it's something that is well worth it, at least having our stance
Yeah.
against eminent domain being used
For private gain.
for private gain. So I would make a motion that we pass resolution 53-2024.
I'll second that.
All right, we got a second. Judy? Can discussion on that? I agree. The eminent domain, no matter what it's for, should not be used for private gain. I totally agree with that. And that's what this is stating, considering the carbon pipeline. Any other discussion? Well, we'll vote then. If you're ready, Kristen.
Mayor,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Okay, that resolution passed. Find that thing. We've done number 9 already, so report of communication. I had an idea or something I thought of, I don't remember what we ever did with it, when this was in the beginning of the year, we need to, for Jason's, for the assessor's office, we're supposed to have people that represent us. If there's a committee, he asked for that. A committee to find a new assessor, if that would ever happen. We never took care of that, I don't think. So I think the people that were on there didn't want to do it anymore, I think. So I was just thinking maybe
There's just one.
we need one.
Need one.
So maybe we need to find somebody to do that. It was an idea. We'll put that on next few weeks. Take care of that. I kind of forgot about that. Our calendar things here. I went to the Council Bluffs yesterday to my juvenile detention meeting up there, and we're getting our allotment back for what we didn't spend. We split that up yesterday, so that should be coming in the next week or 2, I would say.
They say how much?
I did not print the paper off. It's higher than last year. I think it's around 20,000, I think, but they were still calculating a couple things. But that will be coming. So,
Okay.
anything else?
Tomorrow is Wabansi's, they're celebrating their 40th anniversary, 40 years.
Saw that.
They're having a luncheon from 11:30 to 1:30, and everyone is invited. So if you'd like to go, please attend. It's at the room downstairs, so, everybody go and, attend. They'd love to have you.
Okay. Todd? I did have one claim here.
One handwritten claim, yes.
We got a handwritten claim.
I move that we approve that.
Okay, got a handwritten claim to
Second.
Samuel's group. We got a motion and a second. Okay. There's discussion on that. We'll vote on the claim.
Did you second that?
Yes, I did, sorry.
Just wanted to make
Yep.
sure.
Yep,
Mayor,
yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Park.
Yes.
That's done. Okay. Papers here. I think. There's two copies. I wrote one, the clerk on there. Okay,
What's the wrong
let's
one?
see here.
Switch. Kristen, switch.
The minutes.
Make a motion that we approve the amended minutes from the October 10th meeting to meet the Iowa Public Information Board guidelines as presented to the clerk. And in this meeting, as these minutes to be published into the Page County Board of Supervisors minute book.
Okay, I'll second that.
Did you say,
Well, when you're ready, I didn't say it. Go ahead.
you did?
No, I didn't. Go ahead. We'll vote when you're ready.
So there was no second? or-
No,
I second it.
Oh, you seconded. Okay, I just want to make sure.
That's all right.
Mayor,
yes.
Holmes.
Yes.
Park.
No.
Okay, and we're to the adjourning part, and I just want to remind everybody, again, like I said at the beginning meeting, our meetings are videotaped. You can join us by Zoom during the meeting. They're uploaded to YouTube. If you go to pagecounty.iowa.gov, there's a board meeting video tab right there at the top. At least you click on, you can watch all the meetings there and see everything that happens. So,
I move that we adjourn at 6:32, 6:33.
got a motion to adjourn at 6:32.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Adjourn.